welcome or welcome back to my channel. We are literally like 10 days from the end of June, and so I thought that it was time to make my mid-year reset sort of video. I think I have done this the last 2 years and I've really enjoyed making them, and this year I feel like I need it a little bit extra because I do feel like my mindsets from the start of the year to now have changed a lot, and some of my goals have also changed a lot. So that is what we're going to go through the next few days, starting off with a massive book unhaul. I will go and show you guys all the books that I've unhauled, but pretty much I have had a massive change in mindset on how many books are on my physical TBR. And last week I only uploaded a video going through my physical TBR and talking through all the books on it, but I did pre-film that like almost 2 months ago, and since then I have decided to cull so many books from my TBR that I just don't think that I would ever read. And yes, I did buy them at one point where I felt like I would really enjoy them, but either my tastes have changed, I don't actually think that I'll ever get to them. I'm also unhauling books that I have read and haven't enjoyed, and I think I've unhauled about 50 books so far. I've already sold some of them, so that's not going to be how many I go through, but I have gotten rid of a lot already, and I'm very proud, to be honest, because I just want to get through that physical TBR. I want the joy of being able to go to a bookshop and buy a book and read it straight away, rather than having so many on the back burner that I sort of have to read and focus on as well. So we're going to do that. We're going to reassess my goals that I set at the start of the year and talk about any that I might have hit already. I'm going to also make some new goals for myself because I definitely need that. And I also need to reorganize my bookshelves a little bit. I'm not going to do like a whole crazy reorganization, but because I have gotten rid of a lot of books, there's a lot of like empty spaces, and I just want to make that work a little bit better. But I'm going to take you guys in my book room and we can go through all the books that I'm unhauling before I end up selling the rest of them and they are gone. So all of the books are behind me that I'm unhauling. I have like different reasons for all of them, to be honest, but I didn't want to make like a dedicated unhaul video because I didn't really want to have to give my reason. I just want to go through them rapidly because I just feel like I don't really need to give a reason as to why I'm getting rid of them. I love you, but you need to like move over so I can actually do this. Okay, well, we're just gonna have to try to do it. Okay, good girl. First of all, I am unhauling these editions of the Magnolia Park series because I do have the indie editions and I prefer them. So I feel like these would be better off in someone else's home and not so meet cute. Some Colleen Hoover books. I have Ugly Love and Regretting You. I have kept on for these for so long because they just hold a special place in my heart because her books did get me back into reading, but I've kept 6 on my bookshelves. I used to have a lot more, so these are going. So All the Boys I've Loved Before, King of Wrath and King of Pride. I actually just remembered that this was actually signed when I met Anna Huang, but I just don't think that I'm ever going to read these. Some Alice Oseman books. I have Loveless, I Was Born for This Winter, and Nick and Charlie, which are like little novellas. Beautiful World, Where Are You? Yellow Face by R.F. Kuang. I have actually read this, but I just didn't really love it enough to keep it. The Serpent and Dove trilogy. Business or Pleasure. Margot Mertz Takes It Down. I read this like probably 3 years ago. It's actually really good. I just don't really care enough to keep it. Breathless. All That's Left in the World. Everyone This Christmas Has a Secret. Fake Accounts. The Two of Us. This is technically Harry's manga book, but I am trying to sell it. Fangirl. Literally look how faded this is. Like, that is so bad. Also, I did say that I'm trying to sell most of these, but honestly most of them are probably going to end up being donated. Genuine Fraud. Never Ever Getting Back Together. The Half King. Turtles All the Way Down. My Body by Emily Ratajkowski. Toxic Positivity. Matthew Perry's memoir. I think this was sent to me by a publisher, but I never watched Friends. I never really watched him, so I just don't really care to read it. My Dark Vanessa. Keep You Close. You've Reached Sam. I did also read this a few years ago. Pucking Around by Emily Rath. The Lovely and the Lost. Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Girl Abroad. This was a recent DNF. You and Me on Vacation. I have the US edition of this. The Ballad of Never After. Also have another edition. The Strangers We Know. Billy Summers. Get a Life, Chloe Brown. The American Roommate Experiment. Beautiful Disaster. I hated this book more than anything. These Karen M. McManus books. Beach Rivals. The Love Hypothesis. A Brush with Love. What Alice Forgot. It Ends With Us. I do have the normal edition of this because that is solely the book that got me back into reading, so I won't be getting rid of that one, but this one can go. Masters of Death. Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating. Book Lovers also have the US edition. The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams. Corrupt by Penelope Douglas. The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. And The Sweetest Oblivion by Danielle Laurie. There is like such a wide variety here. A lot of these books have been like unsolicited book mail as well. Like sometimes publishers just send things that I haven't requested and I'm not necessarily ever going to read. So some of them I'm also getting rid of, but most of these books, literally probably like 95% of these books, I've bought myself, so I am definitely losing money, but definitely changing my mindset. I'm not even gonna say I'm on a book buying ban. I'm just gonna be very, very harsh on myself with buying books, because honestly, I'm sick of having that mindset. I'm sick of having the mindset that I need to do all of these big book hauls, and I'm trying to change it. So now that we've gone through all of that, I will check back in later for probably my bookshelf reorganization. Okay, it is a little bit later. My hair literally looks like a mess right now, and I'm trying not to straighten it all the time. Another little thing that I'm trying to change. But as you can see, some of my bookshelves, like, you can see that there's like gaps in a lot of places. There's like some books falling over in specific places. Compared to how it was before, my books were like jam-packed. I could not fit any more books, but now I do have a little bit more space, but I want to sort of spread my books out more so it doesn't look like I've got big missing gaps and stuff like that. So I'm thinking I'm gonna put more books on display that I really, really love. For example, I used to have my Magnolia Parks books sort of more on display, so I might like do something like that. But the goal is to just fill up some of those gaps and make it look a little bit cuter and more put together again. I also do have this extra shelf that I've added in here somewhere, and I'm tempted to either get rid of that shelf completely because I don't really need it, I don't think, but also I was thinking to make like a little skinny sort of shelf where I can only fit books in like little stacks, but I just don't really know if I want to do that right now, so I'm not going to do that now. Might come back and do that another day, but I think now I'm just going to focus on fixing it up a little bit. Okay, I've only done a little bit so far. I've pretty much focused on like these 3 shelves, but I'm really, really liking how they're looking because there's like more things on display, but there is still a lot of shelves to be fixed. Okay, I just realized I probably should have done like a before and after overview, but I have just finished reorganizing the bookshelves. I love them. I feel like they just look so refreshed again, which I love. I've still kept some books on my TBR cart. They're like sort of my priority, even though I can fit them on the shelves. Might as well just keep some there. But I have fixed it up so nothing is falling over anymore. I've decided to display The Conditions of Will because it's easier than displaying a whole series, and this was a 6-star read for me. I've also laid down I just realized these are the wrong way around. I need to fix that, but I've just laid these on their side. I've also put these ones on their side because I didn't have room for that anymore, so I'm so excited I can do that again. So I have fixed up this shelf mainly. I think this is the one that needed the most fixing, and then up the top I've kind of displayed my Hunger Games like special edition, not special edition, but those hardcovers anyway. I've also displayed my Fairy Loot Once Upon a Broken Heart series, which are gorgeous. Down here I've fixed all of these shelves. I've put this Crimson Moth arc on display and also this Quicksilver arc down here because I think they are both very, very cool, and obviously I want to take up some more space. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I've done. I feel like it's kind of hard to tell the difference, but I feel like there's a massive difference and everything just looks so much neater. So yeah, I am very, very happy with how they look right now. I'm probably going to be back in a few days to do like my goals and everything because I am just going to try to relax the rest of the weekend. But I'm glad that I've got this done now. I've went through my book unhaul, and then yeah, I'll come back to this video in a few days. Okay guys, it is Tuesday afternoon. I literally just got home from breakfast with my sisters this morning, and I got myself Starbucks on the way home. If anyone knows how to make the cinnamon dolce frappuccino at home, please let me know, because the day that they stop making this, I'm gonna be so upset. I've only recently discovered how much I love it. I don't know what I'm gonna do without it. But anyway, I decided that another thing I want to do to like reset, which is something I do all the time anyway, I try to change my bed sheets at least once a week, if not every fortnight. So I've had these ones on for probably just over a week, and I decided to buy some new bed sheets today because I love buying bed sheets. That is just something that honestly brings me so much joy. I just love having a new bed cover that looks really cute, and I'm very excited about the ones I bought today. So this is the one I bought. You might be thinking that looks so plain. It kind of is. It was also really expensive. It was from Target, but it's kind of like this like purpley pink sort of color. I just think it's really cute. Like I like how it's textured, and the pillows we'll probably be able to see when I actually put it on, but they have like little like frills around the side of them. So love this. I'm about to put it on. So not only am I just refreshing my bed sheets, I have new bed sheets as well. And I also bought 2 new decorative pillows as well, because these ones that I have here, these little ones, they're just getting to the point now where they're a little bit like grubby, like, you know, when you just clean things multiple times and they're kind of just like a bit discolored. Like, I feel like that's how they look now, so I did get some new ones. Also, this is like the pattern of like the fitted sheet that I'm putting on, which I already had, but it's like a warmer material. We've got like really cool bed sheets on right now, and because we're going into winter, it's freezing, so I'm putting these like flannelette ones on today, and I think it'll be a pretty cute match. Every single time I change bed sheets, I never get the sheet in the right direction, so we'll see if I can do it today. I already messed it up. I'm actually obsessed with the little frills. I think they look so cute. Okay, ignore all the holes in this blanket. Nellie like digs her paws on it, so it's very ripped up, but we are all done now. I actually love how it looks, and I feel like these pillows look so much more plump, which I love. And like, this isn't like a very good match in pinks, but that's totally fine. I literally love how it looks and very excited to go to bed in it tonight. Also guys, I don't know if this is very niche, but growing up, my mum always sprayed the Lavender Glen 20 on our bed sheets after she'd just changed them. I don't exactly know why, but now I have to do that as well, because I just love the smell of fresh bed sheets, and they don't smell fresh without some Glen 20 on them, so that's like the final touch. Okay, now that I have changed my bed sheets, I obviously said I wanted to talk about my goals that I set at the start of the year and then sort of reevaluate and create new goals. So I'm going to talk about some of my goals and why they have like sort of changed, I guess. So I had some personal goals and career goals. The only things that are really going to change are my career goals, so that's what I'm going to go over. I'll read through my personal goals still. So I said do at-home Pilates a few times a week. Have not done that, to be honest. Eat cleaner and cook more meals at home. I feel like I am getting a lot better with that because obviously I'm not working, so I'm at home more, have more time. Read 100 books from a wide variety. Have not read 100 books yet, but I am definitely on the track to. I said save $10,000. I don't think that's going to happen. Obviously, I'm not working a regular 9 to 5, and all of the money that I do make from social media and stuff pretty much goes into just like day-to-day life things that we need, like groceries and stuff, and also our mortgage. So I don't think that's going to happen. Sort out my health issues. Obviously, my endo, that is like also in progress. I'm like on the wait list for surgery. And then I just said appreciate and romanticize life more. Now, that is something I definitely have not been doing, but some of the things that I'm going to talk about is going to be me changing that and me changing my mindset. Now onto the career goals. I said start writing a book. Obviously I've already started, so I'm going to change that goal a little bit. Reach 100,000 on TikTok and YouTube. Now specifically for TikTok. So with TikTok specifically, I don't know how many of you guys follow me on there, but about a month ago to maybe 6 weeks ago, I made a post on there talking about how I'm not going to be posting as frequently on there anymore. And that was due to my mental health and putting a lot of pressure on myself to post on TikTok consistently, because I was trying to post on there like every single day. And honestly, I have posted a few TikToks since posting that video, nowhere near as many as I would usually post in the past 2 years, but I just feel like TikTok is such a toxic, difficult platform to grow on now. I just feel like every time I go on TikTok, I end up leaving the app feeling really miserable, comparing myself to other people, feeling honestly just shit about myself. So the fact that I have sort of deleted TikTok from my phone, I haven't been prioritizing it, it has really helped my mental health already, to be honest. And so me having that goal of reaching 100,000 on TikTok, I just do not care about it anymore. So that is not really a goal for me anymore. And I just feel like I'm putting effort into something that I actually don't enjoy filming anymore. I don't really enjoy making that short form content like I used to. And I feel like it shows when someone is not passionate about something, and I'm not passionate about that content anymore. I am passionate about making YouTube videos because I feel like I can actually talk to you guys. I can open up to you guys and just ramble and, you know, talk about my life in more detail. And I feel like I'm definitely prioritizing YouTube and have been the whole year. And I feel like it's definitely just a happier platform for me to focus on altogether, if that makes sense. So that goal is definitely going to change. I said reach 50,000 on Instagram. I guess that's still a goal. Like, I'm not prioritizing it as much as I thought that I would, but it is still a goal. Probably not for this year, but in the long term anyway. Make more beauty/life content. I feel like I haven't really done that either. I've definitely done a couple of vlogs on here where I've talked more about my life and stuff, so I guess a little bit, but definitely not as much as I have sort of hoped to. And then my last goal was to post at least one YouTube video a week, which I have done every single week this year. Obviously, I've been posting consistently on every single Sunday morning and I've been absolutely loving it. So now that we've gone through all the goals I set at the start of the year, I'm going to talk through some of my goals for the end of the year and the rest of the year, I guess. I don't know whether or not I want to make another page in my journal for this. I think I'm literally just going to sort of write them down on my phone notes and talk through them, and then I might make a page later on. But the whole point is to kind of like discuss them and see how my goals have changed from the start of the year to now, mid-year. As I said, all of my personal goals are pretty much the same. I still really want to reach 100,000 subscribers on here. That would be really cool. There would have to definitely be some videos to like wildly blow up this year if that was to happen. But again, that is more of a long-term goal, and it's also like manifesting in a way. So one of my goals is to definitely still reach 100,000 subscribers. My next goal would be, obviously I said I did start writing a book. I would definitely like to have a first draft completed by the end of the year. I'm aiming for about 80,000 words for a first draft, but that could definitely change, and I'm on 25,000 right now. Now, another thing, I don't really know how to sort of like word this goal specifically, but I want to focus on myself more and sort of stop worrying about other people and pleasing other people before making myself happy, because I feel like I always get in this like spiral of trying to make other people happy, even if it makes me miserable. I've really just been like reflecting on other people's energy around me. They're kind of causing more negative emotions rather than positive emotions, and so that's something I really need to focus on as well, because I just feel like I'm always making myself miserable through pleasing other people. And honestly, I'm just trying to surround myself with more positivity, because I have been not in the best mental space at all the past couple of months, and I'm trying to change that. And obviously like social media is such a toxic place as well, so that's already one thing that's already affecting me. And then, you know, I'm just trying to change things in my personal life as well, if that makes sense. I love being able to talk and be open with you guys, hence why I love making videos like this. And so yeah, I think the goal would pretty much just be to focus on myself and the people that are around me. That's how I'm going to word it now, but when I actually put it into my journal, I might change it up a little bit. I'm trying to think of like what other goals I have for myself. I feel like these are like the main 3 goals that I have. And then obviously like the making more life content, like I'm already sort of doing that. I think that that is like the 3 main goals that I sort of want to add and sort of change a little bit for myself, which I feel like is good. I don't want to set too many goals for myself and then it's unrealistic. This is a look at what the goals look like before, and then obviously I'm going to make another journal page now and I'll quickly show you guys before the end of this video. But I also just realized I wanted to talk about this little bookish bingo page that I made, because I have been filling this out and I've actually colored in quite a few of them already. I'd say like probably almost half of these have been colored in, and some of them are to do with my goals as well. But the ones that I have been able to cross off are to start writing my book, go to a bookish event, which I did go to, visit the biggest Barnes & Noble in New York, and visit the Ripped Bodice in New York. I did both of those, and technically I already knew that I was going to go to those when I wrote them on here, but it's still exciting to add to the bingo anyway. A book that's been on my TBR for 2+ years, a book with a movie/TV adaptation, a 6-star read. I think I've had like 4 or 5 6-star reads at this point. A book with a 1-word title, a tearjerker, had a few tearjerkers this year, and a new author that I've never read before. So definitely getting there with this. Hopefully I can fill it out by the end of the year. As I said, I'm going to focus on my goal page now and then I will be back. Okay, I have just written everything down. It does not look like very pretty or aesthetic or anything, but I just honestly wanted to get it down while it's all in my mind. So I've still said reach 100k on YouTube. That's still a pretty big goal for myself. Finish a first draft of my book, focus on myself and reevaluate my priorities. Now, I feel like I know what I mean. I just don't really know how to word it, but I know what I mean in my head, so that's okay. Create more lifestyle content, read 100 books, and this one I forgot to talk about before, but I just remembered. I want to get my physical TBR below 150. Now, I actually wrote down all of the books on my physical TBR the other day. There is just over 200, and I'm going to start like a read it or unhaul it series on my channel very soon, so that's exciting. But yeah, that is my little goals and my little reevaluation of some of the things that I want to prioritize for the second half of the year. I really hope you all enjoyed this video. I honestly had so much fun making this. I love making content like this. But yeah, with all of that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I will hope to see you all in my next one.